Good afternoon all. So today we'll study the while loop and the for loop in a Python. So here firstly we'll study what is a while loop and how to use it. While loop is nothing but it is called as iterative control, as the number of statements which are given within the while loop, it will be executed repeatedly until the condition which is given in a while loop is true. So whenever the condition given within the while loop is true, the statements of block which are given within the while loop, it will be executed repeatedly. That's why it is called as a iterative control. And here the syntax for the while loop is given while the expression, if the condition is true, the statements which are given within the while loop, it will be executed repeatedly. And here, as these statements are given within the while loop, you need to add these spaces and nothing but indentations level we need to check here. So whatever the statements given within the while loop, suppose here 10 statements are given within while loop, we need to check the level of those statements, all of those statements are at same level or not. You need to check it. Okay, we need to check these white spaces which are nothing but indentation. The flowchart for the while loop is given here. At the starting we'll check whether that condition is true. If this condition is true, you are going to execute the statements which are given within the while loop. If this condition becomes false, we'll directly move to the next statement. We'll go to the out of this while loop and we'll move to the next statement. Okay, so until this condition is true, we are going to execute all of these statements which are given within the while loop. Okay. We'll study this while loop by using one example here. Here at the starting, the value of I is given as 0. We'll check whether that the value of I is less than or equal to 5. It is true. If it is true, we'll execute these statements which are given within while loop. So here 0 is less than or equal to 5. Yes, it is a true. So we'll print the value of I 0, then increase the value of I by the 1. Now the value of I will become 1 here. So we'll again move to this while statement. While I is less than or equal to 5, 1 is less than or equal to 5, it is true. So we'll again print the value of I which is equal to 1, then increment the value of I by the 1. So now the value of I will become 2 here. So 2 is again less than or less than 5. So this condition is true. So we'll print the value of I here 2, then increment the value of I by the 3. 3 is less than 5. So the condition is true. So we'll print the value of I as a 3 here and increase the value of I by 1. So now the value of I will become 4. 4 is less than or equal to 5. The condition is true. So we'll print the value of I as a 4. Increment the value of I by the 1. So now the value of I will become 5 here. 5 is less than or equal to 5. Again the condition is true. So we'll print the value of I here now as a 5. Then increment the value of I by 1. Now the value of I will become 6. We'll check whether 6 is less than or equal to 5. No, it is incorrect. So this condition is false right now. So we'll directly move out of this while loop. We'll move to the next statement here. Okay, and the output which is printed, this 0 to 5, this value will be printed. Ideally, we'll execute this program by using ideally. Okay, so here in ideally, we have written the value of I is equal to 5. Then while the value of I is greater than or equal to 0, 5 is greater than 0. So the condition is true. So here we'll print the value of I. Now we'll print the value of I is equal to 5 here. As we have written end keyword, the end keyword is used to display the numbers in a single line. Okay. If you want to print all of this number in the single line, then at that time you will require this end variable, end keyword, with the value for that end keyword is equal to space here. So the spaces are added here. So firstly we'll print 5, then I equal to I minus 1. Now the value of I, 5 minus 1, value of I will become 4 here. So again we'll check 4 is greater than or equal to 0. Yes, it is true. So we'll print 4 and space will be added. The value of I, 4 minus 1, it will become 3. 3 is greater than 0. So we are going to print it here. Now again decrement the value by the 1. So now the value of I will become 2. 2 is greater than 0. So now print the value 2. Space will be added. 2 minus 1, 1. So now the value of I will become 1. 1 is greater than or equal to 0. It is true. So we'll print 1 here. Then the space will be added. I minus 1. So now the value of I will become 0. 0 is greater than or equal to 0. So the condition is true. We'll print I, 0 will be printed. Then the space will be added here. And after that, we are going to print the hello. So next, we are going to print hello word here. Okay. As the value of I here, it becomes 0. 0 minus 1 minus 1. The condition is false. So we'll directly move out of this while loop and the hello will be printed next to the 0 here. Okay, we'll run this program and we'll check whether it is giving you the correct output or not. Yes, it is giving you the correct output. 520 will be printed and then hello will be printed here. Okay, now we'll move to the next part. Next one is for loop. So in case of for loop here, what happens in for loop, the increment value will be incremented by default by using the range function. Where for loops are nothing but these are also used for the sequential travels. Okay, here the syntax for the for loop is given, and in case of for loop, whatever the statements are given, the statements will be executed repeatedly until this iterator variable is in a sequence. Okay, so here for then the iterator variable is in sequence, then the semicolon, after that the statements are given within the for loop. That's why the white space is added here, indentation is added here, and all the statements which are given within the for loop, all of these statements will be at the same level. You need to check it whether all of these statements are the same level or not. Next one is the flowchart is given. Here we'll check whether all of these items or the variable value is in sequence or not. If it is given within the sequence, we'll execute the loop body. Loop body contains these statements. It will be executed. After that, we'll check whether that next item is in sequence. If it is given within the sequence, we'll execute this loop body. We'll repeat this loop body until the variable value is in sequence. And whenever the variable value goes out of this sequence, then at that time we'll stop this for loop and we'll move to the next statement in a program. Okay. In case of for loop, the range function is mainly required here. The syntax for the range function is this one is start argument, stop argument, and the next one is the step. Step is nothing but it is a optional actually. If you want, you can add this step argument. If you want, you can. If you don't want, you can skip it. Okay. We'll study this range function by using the some examples here. Suppose for I in a range 1 to 5. In this case, here what happen? If you have given the range, it will execute this for loop from 1 to the end minus 1, means 5 minus 1 4, means 1 to 4 times this for loop will be executed, means total 4 times this for loop will be executed. So at the starting for I in a range 1 to 5, so at the starting the value of I will be 1 here, as we have given the start point, start argument is a 1, so the value of I will be taken as a 1. Now print that 1, then the add space here. After that, increase the value of I by the 1. Now the value of I will become 2. 2 is within the range. So we are going to print 2 here. After that, increase the value of I by the 1, 3. 3 is given within the range 1 to 5. So we are going to print here 3. After that, we increase the value of I by the 1. Now the value of I will become 4, and 4 is given within the range 1 to 5. So we'll print it. Then we'll increase the value of I and it will become 5 here. Now it is not given within the range 1 to 5, because if you are considering the range 1 to 5, it will print the number 1 to 4 only, and argument value -1. Okay, up to this one only you are going to print these values. So 1 to 4 numbers will be printed, and after that we'll stop this for loop and move to the next line. Here in this case, we have written this step. Step argument, it is a optional one. If you want to increase the value of I by the 2, then at that time you will require this third argument, which is a step argument. So here this one is beginning or start argument, end argument, and the step argument. So here in previous example we have taken two arguments, start and the end, and in next one we have taken start, end, and the step argument. So with the help of which you can increase the value of I by the 2. So here at the starting we'll print one value here. Now increase the value of I by the 2. 1 plus 2. Now it will become 3. 3 is given within the range. So here we are going to print it here 3. After that, increase the value of I by the 2. 3 plus 2. Now it will become 5. 5 is given within the range 1 to 10. So that's why 5 will be printed here. After that, increase the value of I by 2, 5, it will become 7, 1, it is given within the range. So 7 will be printed here. After that, increase the value of I by 3, 2, 7 plus 2, it will become 9. 9 is given within the range 1 to 10 minus 1. 1 to 9 तक आप print कर सकते हो यहाँ पे. So you are going to print the value of I as a 9 here. And after that, increase the value of I by the 2. Now the value of I will become 11. 11, it is given out of this range. So we'll stop this for loop and we'll move to the next line here. And the output for this program will be 1, 3, 5, 7, and 9. Okay, we'll execute this part by using the IDLE. So here, in this case, the value of I, it must be within the range 1 to 5. It is given here. So we'll run this program. And here output will be 1, 2, 3, 4 up to 4. 5 minus 1 means 1 to 4. The numbers will be printed, and after that hello will be printed. And all of these numbers will be printed on the same line because of this end keyword. Yes, it is giving you output 1 to 4 and the hello, all of these at the same level. In case of range, you can pass on one argument also. If you are passing only the one argument 5 here, then by default this range, it will be started with the 0 number. So if you are writing like this, the output will be 0 to 4 number will be printed and the hello will be printed here. Okay, 0 to 4 numbers are printed and hello is printed here. If you want to start the number from the 1, then at that time you need to add this argument here, start argument, end argument. And if you want to increase the value by 2 or 3, then we need to add step argument also. So the third argument is added here, as we have started this value of I from the 1. So here in this case what happened, the value of I print 1. 1 will be printed. After that, increase the value of I by the 3, 1 plus 3. Now the value of I will become 4. So it is within the range 1 to 5 minus 1, 4. So that's why 4 will be printed here. 4 plus 3 value will become 7 here. 7 is not given within the range. So we'll stop this for loop and we'll move to the next line here. So hello will be printed. So 1, 4 and hello will be printed on the same line. We'll check it whether the system is giving you the correct output or not. Yes, system is giving the same output. 1, 4 and hello will be printed on the same line. Now, if you want to run this for loop without using a range, means if you want to run this for loop for the string, then at that time you can use like this. A is equal to the variable. The variable A is declared as a hello. Means A variable is a string here. And if you are writing like this for I, this variable in a range in A and print I. In this case, here what happen, it will take the single character from the string hello. H will be printed here as the starting. After that, they increase the value of I by 1. So it will move to the next character from the string hello. So the next character is E will be printed on the next line. After that, increase the value of I by the 1. So L will be printed here. Next, increase the value of I by the 1 again. So now the I contain the value L. L will be printed. Next, increase the value of I by the 1. O. So now O will be printed. And after that, whenever you are going to increase the value of I by 1, now no character is there, and because of this we'll stop this for loop and we will move to the next slide here. So the output for this for loop is hello will be printed here, but on a next line, separate line, it will be printed. We'll run this program and we'll check how this for loop works for the string. Okay, so the hello is printed here, but on the each word is printed on the next line. Because of this print I we have written, we have not used and keyword. Because of this, all the letters will be printed on the separate line. Okay. So this example we have already studied how to, okay, then how to use range function by using the single argument. Okay, then thank you.